Good evening, friends. The subject of my talk this evening is from one to many. We live in a world of time and space, time, space and causation. What is the source of this world? We sometimes wonder. So, to know the source, we depend on our scriptures. The scriptures say that the source of this world is Brahman. Brahman means the greater than the greatest. Divinity. And also the scriptures say, Satchit Ekam Brahma. Brahma is God. Satchit Ekam Brahma. That is the source of this world. Sat means existence, Chit means consciousness, and Ekam means oneness. There is only one Brahman. There is no two there. So from that Brahman, this world has come. This world of many, this manifold universe of time, space and causation has come. Who says so? Well, the scriptures of Hinduism say that source which is Brahman is avang manasogocharam. That cannot be described through words, nor can that be known by ordinary minds. So how do we know what was the source? So those answers have been given in the scriptures of Hinduism. The scriptures of Hinduism are such that there is no such idea that you must not question. You can question anything. And the scripture of Hinduism. Hinduism is the oldest living faith in the world. So there many questions have been asked. And all those questions have their answers. There are many lower truths and there are higher truths. What is a lower truth? Well, the children in the United States, very young children, they believe in the tooth fairy. When they start losing their milk teeth, then the parents say, the milk tooth that has come out, put it under your pillow and go to bed. And the tooth fairy will come and will bring a gift for you because you are a good child. And when the child is sleeping, then the parents remove that tooth and put some gift, such as a $5 bill or something. And when the child wakes up, he cannot find the tooth, but he finds that gift. Then he believes that the tooth fairy came and left that gift for him or her. That's why they believe that tooth fairy is really there, is true. But when they start growing up, they gradually realize that the truth of the existence of the tooth fairy was a lower truth, and higher truths replace that truth. From lower truths we gradually travel to higher truths. And what is the highest truth? The highest truth is the truth about divinity. We all have two experiences, the sleeping experience and the waking experience. When we fall asleep, we start dreaming, we enter into our dream world, full of dream objects and things and people. They seem to be so real, all of them. If someone there comes and tells the dreamer, this world is the creation of your mind. The world does not have any real existence. And the dreamer will say, are you joking? This world is very real. And then something happens. A hungry tiger appears there and is about to jump on the dreamer. And the dreamer gets scared and the dream world is gone. The dream tiger was responsible for the dissolution of the dream world. But when the dream world is gone, the dream tiger is also gone. Then a person enters into the other world, which is called the waking world, or the world which we experience during our waking state. Is this also a dream world? The scriptures of Hinduism say, yes, this is another dream world. So, in the scriptures there is a mention, Uttishtata, arise, Jagrata, become awake, you are like somnambulists, wake up. And Praitya Varan Nibodhata, when finding the superior ones, you become enlightened. And you get to know that this world is a dream. You may even wake up from this dream. If you wake up from this dream, then what will be there? There will be only Brahman, that divinity which is existence, consciousness and oneness without a second. This is beyond time, space and causation. That alone is there, the reality. But when we are in our dream worlds, such as the world we experience while we are awake, then we try to think of some things like Brahman and all. And then what happens is that the transcendental divinity our finite minds cannot conceive of. So our finite minds project some limitations on that transcendental divinity. So our minds are like so many colored eyeglasses. Some are green, some are blue, some are red. And through those eyeglasses, when a person looks at the sky seems to change color. Sometimes red, sometimes green, sometimes blue. The same sky. But does the sky change its color? No. These colors are being projected on the formless sky. So also, the projection of the finite human mind on Brahman, or impersonal divinity, is the personality. The person tries to think of Brahman as a human being and a father or a mother. So that Brahman appears to become endowed with personality. Impersonal Brahman becomes personal to the thinker. So, but to get out of this dream, we have to go to the superior ones. Who are the superior ones? The superior ones are called divine incarnations. They are the dream tigers. So far as this world which we experience in the waking state is concerned, they are dream tigers. With their help we will get up, wake up from this world dream. For example, Krishna, Rama, Buddha, Jesus Christ, Ramakrishna, Sri Chaitanya, these are called divine incarnations. They are the dream tigers. With their help, we can get out of this dream world. After we get out of this dream world, will these divine incarnations remain? No. They are like dream tigers. They will also disappear with this dream world. In our scriptures we study that one person came to a king. He was a knower of Brahman or divinity. And so he went to the Janaka, that was his name. He went to that king and said, I want to have experience of Brahman. Then Janaka said, then pay my fee first. But it is not a tradition in India to be paying fee to the teacher first. After getting the education, one very gratefully pays some fee to the teacher. So he said, but you have not given me the knowledge of Brahman. Why should I pay you now? Then Janaka said, when you will get to know Brahman, then where will Janaka be? There won't be any Janaka, there won't be any world. That is the idea. And you won't also exist there as an individual. Only divinity will exist. So, let us see what these dream tigers teach us and what they have taught are contained in the scriptures of Hinduism. It is they who have said that Brahman, who is the source of this world, is transcendental divinity, is existence, consciousness and oneness without a second. Cannot be described, but they have tried their best to describe what it is. And there are some scriptures which are called Veda. Veda means knowledge. And the Vedas, there are Rig, Sama, Yajur and Atharva. There are 4 Vedas. And they also have parts. Some parts are called Upanishads. What is a Upanishad? Or an Upanishad? The answer has been given. Anything, the proximity of which will dissolve the ignorance that you have of your divinity, that is Upanishad. That means if you study the Upanishads, your ignorance of the divinity will go away. So, let us refer to some Upanishads. There is one Upanishad called Kathopanishad. There we read that God is saying, Brahman is saying. So akamayato bhavisyam prajayayeti. I will be many. That's what God is saying. I am one, but I will be many. So it is from one divinity this manifold universes come. That is the idea. Then also another Upanishad which is called Brihadaranyaka Upanishad. There we read, Indra Mayabhi Pururupa Iyate. That is God, with the help of his magic, or power of magic, becomes this manifold universe. Maya. What is this magic? What is this Maya? It is Maya which has created this manifold universe. Otherwise, at the beginning there was only oneness. Well, Maya is a Sanskrit word to mean the magical power. Consider a person who is a hypnotist, he is a mass hypnotist. He can hypnotize many people. And he is in the presence of some 20 people. And then he exercises his hypnotic power and tells those people, look at the tiger sitting in front of my feet. And they all, those 20 people who are hypnotized, they will see that tiger sitting at the hypnotist's feet. But will the hypnotist see that tiger? No, because the hypnotist is not hypnotized. So also God, who may have been responsible for the creation of this world, that world appears to us to be real because we are hypnotized. But from God's point of view, the world does not exist. Strange ideas are there in Hinduism. Yes. There is that famous hymn called Nasodiya Sukta in the Rig Veda. It describes how this world was created from. At first there was nothing, then the world was created. Step by step. And it is very interesting, that hymn. What the hymn describes falls in line with many things which the scientists are trying to think of. But I am not going into great detail. But that hymn ends with the last few lines where it is, the question has been raised. Does the creator, or they use the word overseer, does the overseer really know whether this world has been created? Perhaps he does not know. Highly philosophical. Yes, the creator does not know that this world exists. The creator, with the help of the creator's power of magic, has created this world. So that we understand that from one, this manifold universe has come. And because we are under the sway of God's magic or Maya, magical power of Maya, that's why we are experiencing this world. The world appears to be real. And this world is the product of magic. But there is a dream tiger which can help us to wake up from this world. And I have already told you that the divine incarnations are the dream tigers. so far as this dream which we experience in our waking state, we get to know. This is also a dream world. And the dream takers are the divine incarnations. With their help, we will get out of this dream world. And the dream tigers are called, they are also parts of magic. Do you have in magic? They are called Vidya Maya. And the other part of magic which makes us bound to this world, that is called Avidya Maya. There is Maya of knowledge and Maya of ignorance. The Maya of knowledge contains the dream tigers, such as the divine incarnations and their teachings. So with the help of Vidya Maya, we will get out of this world of Avidya Maya. Then both the Mayas will be gone. What a wonderful idea. We are in this manifold universe and considering this dream world to be real. No, it is not. What is real is divinity. Satchit ekam Brahma. Existence, consciousness, and oneness without a second. That's what it is. This is not a definition of that reality, because that reality cannot be defined through words, but we are trying to do that. Oneness. From one, this manifold universe has come. And so with the help of a dream tiger, such as a divine incarnation, we get to know how to get out of this dream. And we are taught to meditate on divinity. Think very deeply on divinity. And when the thinking becomes highly concentrated, that means the concentration is so high that there cannot be any higher concentration possible. When that will happen, then the meditator will experience divinity, will go beyond the awareness of this manifold universe. And that is called Nirvikalpa Samadhi. Sri Ramakrishna would often go into that Samadhi and then again become conscious of this world. Divine incarnations can do that. Just a few chosen saintly souls can do that. One such soul is Swami Vivekananda. He is considered the foremost follower. Should I call him the disciple? Sri Ramakrishna will object to that, because divine incarnations don't want to be gurus. They say God is the guru, God is the teacher. But anyway, from our point of view, Swami Vivekananda was the foremost disciple of Ramakrishna. And Vivekananda was at that time Narendra, he was not a sannyasi yet. And he requested him, please give me that experience which one has in Nirvikalpa Samadhi. Ramakrishna hesitated. He said, you have to do the Divine Mother's work, then that will be given to you. But still, at the fervent request of Narendra, Sri Ramakrishna granted him a little bit of that samadhi. And Sri Ramakrishna was at that time spending his last days in a country house near Calcutta. And so there, this Narendranath was there. And then suddenly, when he started meditating, he had Nirvikalpa Samadhi. It was such an experience. That is when he came out of that. And that also he did due to the blessing of Ramakrishna, because an ordinary person, when he has that experience after that, and during that experience one comes to know one's divinity, and at that time there is no individuality left. So this question of coming back to the awareness of this world doesn't arise. But with the blessing of Sri Ramakrishna, Narendranath could come back. And when he came back, then the first thing that he said is, "Where is my body? Where is my body?" He had transcended all body and all these ideas, body-mind complex. But then, where is my body? Then somebody pointed out, "This is your body," and so on. So that was his experience. But that experience was to him very enjoyable, because he was not an ordinary soul. He was one of the 7 sages called Saptarshis mentioned in Hinduism, who was born at the request of Sri Ramakrishna to spread out the message of Sri Ramakrishna, which he did. So Vivekananda wrote a song. He was a very good singer. That is in Bengali. Nahi Surya, nahi Jyoti, nahi Shashanka Sundara. That is that state. He is trying to describe that state. He said, there is no sun, there is no moon, there is no effulgence. But in the finest portion of the mind, this world is floating. Like that he goes on. He tries to describe that indescribable experience. That song. I sometimes sing that song. I learned it. But anyway. And eventually, this Narendra, who became Vivekananda and came to America and did the preaching of the message of Sri Ramakrishna over this country. And after doing that, when he was in the Thousand Island Park, seated under the tree, then suddenly the Nirvikalpa Samadhi came to him, indicating that the work that he was supposed to do, which Sri Ramakrishna calls the Divine Mother's work, that means God's work, that had been done. According to Vivekananda, there is a wave of materialism rising in the West, and a wave of spirituality is rising in India, basing Sri Ramakrishna. Both the waves are becoming larger and more powerful. Eventually, a day will come when they will counteract each other, and that will be a great day for the world. Materialism. What is materialism? Materialism is no other than adoring the body, body worshipping. I have been to Vancouver in Canada many times. Every year I will go there 12 times. And so many times I went there. I have lost count of how many. And there I met many people. I met one young man many years ago. He was a white young man. He came in to me, and then one day he said that he had started a club called Body Mind Club. Then after a while he discovered that Body Mind Club was no longer Body Mind Club, it had become Body Club. Body minded. A story is there in our scriptures. There was one deity called Indra and another person who was not a deity, is called Asura. He was a king. His name was Virochana. Both of them went to the teacher to learn about Brahman. And then the teacher said, "You are Brahman, Tattamasi, you are divinity." Indra understood the true meaning of the word, of the teaching, but Virochana could not. Virochana thought that I am a Brahman, that means my body is Brahman. Swami Vivekananda used to say, those are materialists, they are followers of Virochana. When he returned from America to India, he mentioned it to somebody. I have come back from the country of Virochana to India. So what is our goal then? Yes, we have understood that from one, this manifold universe has come. But what is our goal? Our goal was to go from many to oneness. That means divinity. That is our goal. We must not forget that. And that teaching is also there in Hinduism. Tattamasi, you are Brahman. Aham Brahmasmi, I am also Brahman. Sarvam Khalidam Brahma, everything is Brahman. Everything is divinity. I am Atma Brahma, that what we consider the soul, that is also Brahman. That is the highest teaching. These are called Mahavakyas, great sentences. If these sentences are saved from the scriptures of Hinduism and the rest is destroyed, then Hinduism has been saved. So, our goal is to go from many to one. And this world has come from one. This manifold world has come from one. But we have to go back to that. Let me pray that to God that happens to every one of us. Thank you very much.